Hey, what is up, guys? This is Helix Prime coming at you with another video, and this time I wanted to show you guys a good loadout for the Trials of Osiris. In case you're having trouble, I was going to start off with the Warlock. I will be doing another two videos, one for the Titan and Hunter. Kind of started with this because I main a Warlock, and if you need some credentials, there's a level 34 with a 3430 Grimoire score up there in the corner with the exotic emblem, so I do know what I'm talking about. Then again, this all depends on what your play style is. There's a couple things that are sort of universal that have to go with every play style, but if you're pretty flexible like me, then you should be able to make this work. I try to stay as flexible as possible. Because you need to be able to change up your strategy with different players. Now sometimes something might not work, and so you have to change it up. So first, Sunsinger is the best, and not because of the self-revive. You might be thinking the self-revive makes the Sunsinger class, but it's really not. So I'll go ahead and open this up. Now, I prefer to use fusion grenades. Because I'm good at aiming with them, so I can get easy sticks all the time. Now, when you combine that with Gift of the Sun perk, I'll get 2, and that's 2 easy kills. And so that's just what I use. Now, firebolt grenades are also good as well. You throw one, and they're instantly weak and still burning. So if you were to bum rush them, anytime you turn a corner, you'll have the advantage because simply they'll have less health than you. If you want to get a kill with this, you would actually have to throw both of your grenades just to get the kill without having to do anything. Now, as always with my setup, both Voidwalker and Sunsinger, when doing PvP, I always have focused burst on because sometimes you just need to get the hell out of there, and it's faster. Directional control really doesn't mean anything because the maps are pretty open and set. Speed and control, you can go with this. There's nothing really wrong with that, but like I said, this will get you around a corner or travel faster. Fireborn is what I've been using just for clutch situations. They're really good if you want to bum rush their heavy and maybe take one out, and right before they get that revive, you can Fireborn up and take the other 2 down with ease. So I do like Radiant Skin, but it just doesn't have as much surprise power as Fireborn, Flame Shield. Now this is a must. I don't know if any of you guys ever actually use this. I did see one guy I came across in the Trials of Osiris using Solar Wind, and that really took me by surprise. Just because we had a melee battle and I went flying and I couldn't do anything because I had a shotgun out. But this Flame Shield, as you all know, will give you a temporary shield, and it's perfect if you run around a corner and just melee and then attack. You always want to melee first with this. I've got Viking Funeral on simply because the duration of Radiance is sort of null and void when you have Fireborn on. You're typically only going to use your super with Fireborn after you're dead, and that means you're probably really close to your enemy. You don't need to be having Radiance on for 5 minutes while you're running around and stuff. So, and we all know Orbs of Light are scarce, just as supers are, but by the time you get your Radiance and use it, your team members probably already have theirs as well, so this is sort of pointless. And like I showed you earlier, I have gain an additional grenade. A lot of players like to use Angel of Light because other players aren't expecting that. And that's a good tactic too, it's just not really my playstyle. So if you guys use that, then that's cool too. And Touch of Flame, good perk, just because you obviously burn them and they freak out. It takes them longer to gain their health back while you've already gained yours and they're still dying. Now, for Trials of Osiris, this class is about as good as it gets for me, because recovery is all important. And I have been told by several people that the armor perk, even when it's maxed, really only allows you to take like one extra bullet, you know, or one thrall hit if you're playing PvE. So armor is just not that important to me, and even when I have it maxed, I don't notice a difference. So here I could do this right there and max my agility, but I lose some recovery. And since I don't really run around the map like a crazy chicken with his head cut off as a Sunsinger, then agility is not that important. So I maxed out my recovery as best I could, and that is how I came up with that. Now that's just the perks on the skill tree for the Sunsinger. Next I want to talk to you guys about gear. Now this is a poor setup. If you notice all this, 338 strength, totally not needed. You can switch that around. I've got other things that are maxed. That brings me down a little bit more modestly, because honestly it only takes 270 points of each category to reach 100%. And I'm at 93% with strength, 79% discipline, really low intellect, and you can just switch the armor however you want. It doesn't really matter. What is this, 161 discipline? Yeah. Because I don't really need any of that. There I go again with that fucking strength. I use Light Beyond Nemesis. We all know how revives are very, very important. Let me jump back a little bit. I don't have these boots leveled up. I can level them up, be at 78% intellect, because we all know intellect's important as well. But whatever armor you got, just kind of play around with it, mix and match, and try to get evenly balanced between these. Or if you value, you know, grenades over melee, then you know you can get 100% in 2 categories if you want to try that. But anyway, back to this. Increased melee attack speed as a Sunsinger, that is very important because you have that flame shield that you're trying to throw down. Especially if you're Sunsinger and people are ganging up on you, you're going to need to be able to melee really fast, grenade and shoot and all that stuff. So I have seen a lot of people use the ram, which doesn't make any sense. Maybe they only do that because that's what gets them to level 34. But in my opinion, you're only going to get the increased armor perk, more super energy from melee kills, and replenish health when you pick up an orb. If that's something you value, then that'd be cool. But the main exotic perk, Voidwalker Melee's trigger lifesteal on hit, is pretty much the only reason that helmet is good, and that doesn't obviously work with Sunsinger. I have my last word pulled out because some guys using Thorn in the trials I was just playing in were really pissing me off, so busted it out, try to teach them a lesson. But normally, I actually run with this right here, the Summoner. If you notice, this has probably the highest impact of like any auto rifle I've ever seen, with a really good rate of fire. And once I level it up, it'll be amazing because it has the third eye perk and hidden hand. This weapon gains better target acquisition. And if you don't know what that means, basically that just means the weapon has more aim assist. I'll basically be able to get more precision hits on a target. If I just barely am slightly missing, it'll just go ahead and give me that hit. So it'll be easier to get precision hits, thereby killing the enemy faster. Hammer Forged, Flared Magwell, and Perfect Balance. You'll all get these perks when you get this weapon because, as you notice, this is not reforgeable. Now, I only use this auto rifle because of the map we're on. I actually main the Fang of Ir Yut as my primary. If you guys go check out my profile on Bungie.net, you'll see most of my kills come with this. I love this weapon so much. It's amazing. So we'll go back to that. I also love the Invective. If you don't have the Fellwinter's Lie, this weapon is so clutch. High rate of fire, really good impact and range, and it regenerates ammo. In the Crucible mode where they nerfed all the special ammo, this is very important. Also, this weapon can take down a Blade Dancer single-handedly with no help. All you gotta do is to make it even easier, throw a grenade down right as he's fixing to run towards you, and then just start unloading, and I promise you will take him down. He might seem far away and that the shots won't do anything, but by the time you start shooting, he will have already tried to arc blade you, and he'll run into it himself. I also use Hunger of Crota. I don't like to use machine guns because in a 3v3 mode, there's not very many people to stay alive and revive you, and these guns have a longer time to kill speed than rocket launchers. They're instant, and machine gun versus rocket launcher, assuming that the machine gun doesn't have a drop on you, then the rocket launcher is going to win every time. So I would recommend using rocket launchers, especially ones that track. On this map, you get a lot of people who like to camp outside, and you can stay inside in the safety, zoom in, track on them real quick, and let it go, and 9 times out of 10, you will get that kill. So that's pretty much it, guys, with the actual setup. The playstyle is all up to you, and because of that, you know, you might decide to change some few things around in here, and that's, of course, fine. You play how you want, and good luck in the trials, guys. Leave a comment below. Let me know how helpful this video was to you. I like to help you guys out and spread the wealth. Also, I play on the Xbox 360, so if you want to just look up my gamer tag, Helix Prime, me and a buddy of mine, we like to take people through the trials flawlessly. So just hit me up.